let's talk about some red wedding justice that we got in this episode. And this was, this is exciting because you and I both kind of thought Arya wouldn't be in the finale, because it did play like that could have been the end of her story for the season, is declaring her name again. We'll see her next year. But Walder Frey, they brought him back for a couple episodes this season. It's funny when I think about back-to-back episodes, the fact that we got Ramsay taken out and now Walder Frey, sort of the most reprehensible, just despicable characters.
And now we have Cersei.
yeah. But Cersei's still more layered. I mean,
Right.
even as terrible things she does, like there's still been some more layering, and she's actually shown moments of loving people, her children, unlike Ramsay and Walder Frey. This was, no matter what, whether you'd read the books or not, I think this was a very sort of thrilling moment.
Yeah.
The surprise is Arya in disguise reveal. And then you were extra excited.
I got an extra serving of excitement
Yes.
this episode.
Oh,
I seriously,
see what you did there.
I yelled. I couldn't believe when they put down the pie. I was like, they're doing Frey pies. My number one favorite thing from the books that I never thought they would ever do on the show. I can't believe they found a way to do it.
Because we should say...
I'm like really like...
Yeah, we don't have to get into
hilarious.
specifics except to say it's from the books, but again, like a lot of things are happening now in a different way.
It happens in a very different way. But it's just so funny. Like I managed to go to set for season 4, or was it 5? It was season 5. And we, myself and a friend who's a writer at Vulture are huge fans of the books, and we were on set just grilling Brian Cogman, the executive producer on the show, just being like, Brian, you guys gonna do Frey pies this year? Are you gonna do Frey pies? And he was like so sick of us by the end of it. He was like, leave me alone. And I was like, we'll never ever see this happen. They found a way to make it happen. And I'm just gonna credit him and credit us pestering him physically on set with Arya. It was an Arya scene. The one thing that I don't think this sequence underlines enough, and I hope everyone appreciates it, is Arya was at the Red Wedding and just missed being there in time to potentially stop it.
She was just outside it, yeah.
I as much as Dan and David in Inside the Episode said we should be worried about what Arya is doing, no better person than her right now.
No, I was going to bring that up. That was funny after the episode when they're talking about like, hey, while no one's going to weep for Walder Frey, at the same time, Arya Stark has obviously become a so much darker character. She's a murderer, will just mercilessly kill you. But come on, it's hard not to root for it when, she's got her list and these people have done such terrible things.
And that they were like, well, she just, slit a guy's throat and smiled about it. Last episode, Sansa had dogs rip a man's face off and eat him and stood there, watched it, walked away and smiled about it. I mean, if we're going to be concerned about Arya, we definitely should be concerned about Sansa.
Which some would say. I mean, I think
we did. But
yeah, and there was I saw a lot of discussion this past week about you could argue that Ramsay metaphorically, symbolically won because he corrupted Sansa. I do think with Arya, it's look, there's it's hard not to find that little scamp and her murder quite endearing. And that's, again, that's why, it was frustrating that they spent so much time with her off in this Bravo storyline that ultimately it really just kept her delayed,
Made her a great killer,
made an even better killer. Now she's got, Zartan, Master of Disguise skills. But yeah, it was funny because the second Walder Frey was alone in that scene, it was like something bad's gonna happen to him.
I didn't see that coming. I was so distracted by the Frey pies too that when she took off, I was like, oh, that too.
I didn't think of the scene began Arya's there, but I did think he's suspiciously alone, so something bad is gonna happen.
I wonder, because she's really taking names off her list now, and she's been killing since season 1. She killed the Staple Boy in season 1. That was her first kill. Do you think she goes south to kill Cersei, or do you think she goes north to rejoin her family?
Well, of course, right now it's we don't know what she knows about her family. Again, it's a little ambiguous who gets what messaging in Westeros. But she is, I don't know, now that she's back in Westeros, you'd think she'd start getting more information.
Yeah.
So I would hope I would think she would go north if she starts to hear about her family.
See, I think she goes for Cersei. And Lena Headey and Maisie Williams have been saying for a while that if Cersei is going to die, it should be Arya who kills her, which I think much better her than Cersei, much more personal.
I mean, I think that could still happen.
Yeah.
I just don't. I think maybe in the short term, maybe she joins up with her family.
I just wonder what Arya's priorities are. And she did say she's Arya Stark, but does that mean getting revenge for her family and making things great, or because what value does she have going north and joining her family? She's much more valuable as an assassin.
Right.
Just putting it out there. Now we get a year to speculate.
Yeah. But I mean, they can meet up briefly, and then she could be like, I'm going to go assassinate some people for you.
2 minutes later.
Yeah. Because now you can get around Westeros very, very quickly. But yeah, well, seeing Walder Frey taken out, come on.
Frey pies, you guys.
It was good stuff.
That's what I'm most emotional about. I need a Frey pies shirt.
Frey pies forever.